Okay, guys. So I just saw the story on TMZ, right? And I'm just like, damn, this is kind of an epidemic, right? So
What the fuck? You just read the second part.
you just read the second part?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, let me put this there. Okay. Indiana teacher accused of gangbang with junior high students. Asked them to wear screen mask, okay? Boy. How you feel about the story, Lexi? What does this story do to you?
It makes me want to puke directly on your bump.
Okay. Obviously, listen, obviously the woman's been locked up, you know what I mean? Been up all night, scared shitless, so this isn't her most attractive picture, you know what I mean? But in the grand scheme...
Up all night, scared shitless.
I don't think she's that bad looking. What does that have to do with the story? Absolutely nothing. I'm just saying that, right? Anyway.
It's a big mix.
So a teacher from Indiana is facing a series of child sex abuse charges, and she allegedly had a very specific sexual scenario. She asked the children to act out using replicas of the killer's mask from the Scream movie franchise. Fuck. She's a freak. Okay? Brittany Fortenberry, the Fortenberries, you know what I mean?
31.
Former teacher at Eminence High School is facing a slew of charges, including child molestation, sexual misconduct with minors, dissemination of matter harmful to minors, and more for allegedly sexually abusing multiple children she met at 2 different schools last year. Fuck. She was sharing it all around the district. Okay? That's Eminence High School, okay? That's where it goes down. A new court document goes into detail about the alleged sexual activity, including an incident described as a gangbang.
Oh.
Dude, these dudes was young too. A 13-year-old whose name has been redacted in the document told police officers Fortenberry picked him and 2 of his friends up, bought them hundreds of dollars worth of clothing before taking them back to her house. They're bribing your kids. Okay, dude, I totally would have been into this. Okay, the boys...
Oh my God.
Now, hold on. Let me clarify before we go into this. This is very important. I do not want my son having sex with his teacher. However, if I was in school, and I'm 14, 15 years old.
13.
13, so young. But even 13, I was horny back at 13. And the teacher's trying to show me some love, homeboy. You better believe your boy in on that, okay?
Does she do it for you?
No, but...
No.
She don't do it for me, but then you gotta understand, when you're in school, okay, your horniness surpasses anything, so it's all good. Anyway, okay, carrying on, okay? Big Miss said she need to be locked up under the prison. Sashi says sick, okay? Okay. SpaceX, some freaky chick is not a good reason to get rid of the Department of Education. This bitch does not get to take my chance away from getting student loans. Okay. Anyway, going back to the story. That's right. The Department of Education is about to be toast.
Oh boy.
I don't even know if Trump can do that. I think he needs Congress to step in on that. But let's see. Okay. Okay. So hold on. Now listen to this now. Okay. The boy said, Fortenberry, shown here in a picture from her husband's Instagram. That's right, she is married.
They always are.
That's since been deleted. Called the kids' parents to see if they could stay the night before giving them a dose of magic mushrooms and asking them if they wanted to gang. What the fuck? Man!
Oh my... Wait.
She gave them mushrooms and then asked them if they were gangbangers? Lex?
And called the kids' parents to see if they could stay the night. She asked the kids' parents? She
Yeah.
called and asked? And
Yeah.
And they said yeah?
She's a teacher, so they trusted.
Nah.
See, my mom was a teacher too, but she ain't trusting, dude.
No, hell no.
Okay, anyway, she would have never let me sleep over. Anyway, they accepted and say Brittany had only one condition, that the 3 kids wear scream masks during the sex. The alleged gangbang said they'd gone on for around 2 hours. Fuck. The affidavit also includes other sworn statements detailing the abuse, including a 14-year-old who told investigators he believed Fortenberry may have drugged him on one occasion. Worth noting, several individuals say Brittany befriended their parents and has a son their age, so there were more ties between them than the average teacher-student relationship. Fortenberry is currently being held in a Morgan County jail. We've reached out to Fortenberry's attorney, no comment back. Fuck. She was drugging and gangbanging though. See, like that's hold on, not the gangbang part. The drugging part is problematic. What?
All of it is problematic.
Yeah, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Yes, it is wrong, okay? It is wrong. It is very wrong. However, if I was in school, I'm down.
Of course you are.
But as an adult, looking back now, would I want my kid to do this? Absolutely not. So it is definitely wrong. You know
I feel
what I mean?
like there's more stories, to be honest, about female teachers like preying on kids than male teachers.
Because if it's a male teacher, people don't fuck around. There's no, okay, like if a 30-year-old male touches a 16-year-old fucking girl in high school, all of us have a problem with that. However, if a 30-year-old woman touches a 16-year-old boy, that's a little different. Matter of fact, I wonder how this story get out. I bet you one of the students start talking. I bet you if we Google her name, I bet you one of the students.
Of course they did.
One of the students was bragging in fucking school, and it blew the whole thing up.
That just got weirder and weirder and sicker and sicker.
You mean the mask part?
All of it. But yeah, that's weird. Never have I once fantasized about Michael Myers banging me.
I mean, as young as 13.
Or any of them.
Students can't afford to discuss that they felt they may have been a victim. Okay, hold on.
Former substitute teacher. It's always a substitute.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how they got caught.
Wait, go back up. As students came forward to discuss that they felt they may have been a victim.
Yeah.
She doesn't look 31. She looks older than that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, she's a little rough for 31.
Some of the students were 13 and 14 at the time of the election.
Each teacher reportedly bought items. Dude, she's buying them clothes too? Fuck.
And she's a kid their age.
Imagine that. You buying your teacher and coming with a fresh pair of jeans.
And a mask for Halloween, too. That's disgusting.
You show up in Halloween with your scream mask and other dudes being like, hey, you Miss Fortenberry's class? Oh, shit, what's up? Eskimo brothers.
No, oh, shit, what's up?
You know? Yeah, all of it's problematic. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible, right?
It's disgusting. Also, is there, what's the criteria? Obviously, you have to have a degree to be a teacher, but do you go through, like, mental evaluation?
No, because not that many people want to be teachers, so you got to take what you get.
I think there should be.
They're not even paid enough. And look, if you work for the Department of Education right now, you're fucking out of a job.
No, teachers should be paid more, 100%.
You know, so when it's like that, you know, it's a little much. It's tough. You know? Okay, but guys, so as a result of that story, I just started Googling around, you know? You know your boy's a Googler, right?
Oh, yeah, you Google.
I like to use, as George Bush says, the Google. Okay. Look at the title on the story. Cougars in classroom, the alarming rate of teachers charged with raping young boys in America. Okay, in the last year, dozens of teachers face sex crimes charges involving students. Okay, the crimes have happened in 16 states stretching from California to New York. Many of these predatory teachers are married with their own children.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I just wonder why so much now, though. Why do you think that is all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, like, it just seems like...
I don't know, because you're going to get caught, dum-dums. It's just alarming, the fact...
Men instead to get jobs working around children. Okay, but... Okay, firstly, let's just take a little poll here. What percentage of you view these teachers as pedos? Let's start there, okay?
Yes.
I know all the women do. What percentage of guys? Okay, hold on. Let me ask that a different way. Guys, you're 15 years old, okay? I'll pick a better age. You're like
13.
Okay, fuck it. You want to go 13?
That's how old they were.
Okay, you're 13 years old. And your fine-ass English teacher say, hey, you want to smash? How many of you would say no? Be honest. In the comments below. Gentlemen only. How many of you would say no? And girls, for you, your 30-year-old English teacher is a dude who says, hey, you want to smash? How many of you girls would go for it? But that's completely not tolerated. We don't tolerate
but
it.
also you said fine-ass English teacher. A lot of these women aren't fine.
They fine when you fucking 13, okay?
Fine.
Okay. Yeah, LAUSD has a teacher shortage, yeah. Okay? You could someone said you could fake a mental evaluation, Lexi. Any word on whether she got with her own children? I don't know. But but some of these teachers, it doesn't seem like they touch their own kids.
At least we have that.
It seems a little different.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah, but anyway, let's see what the guys say. Okay, they said it's not right. What does I do? What does I do? Okay, Nicholas is saying you would, and this would not too long. I would have been on. Okay, Loki said I'm smashing. Zay is smashing. Nicholas is smashing. Okay. Dark Souls is down. Paperboy Brooklyn is down. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's up, Brett?
You immediately telling your pops? Okay. Sashi says no. Wow. Rayvon blackmailing her.
Good point there.
Oh, by the way, it's Stu Chicken's birthday. Happy birthday, Stewie.
Oh, happy birthday, Stewie.
Stu Chicken's birthday. Yeah, she's a pedo.
100%.
If you're attracted to children, you're a pedo, period.
Yes.
When I smash, yes, when I was 50.
Wait, I have another question. Would you guys...
13-year-old me, I'm all in.
But would you guys wear the scream masks?
Fuck yeah, you wear whatever you want. Dude, you know how horny you are when you're in high school at that age?
Hi, big bearded.
That is a horny fucking age, Lex. You cannot believe how horny you are back then in high school. That's why some of these dudes get caught because they start bragging around the campus. Someone starts snitching. Okay, but anyway, let's look at this. Dozens of female teachers have been arrested across the nation for sex crimes involving students as the seeming number of cougars in the classroom continues to grow. A long line of female teachers allegedly involved with youngsters across the country dominates headlines. That's true. It's usually a female teacher. I'm sure there are male teachers doing it, but either they probably more discreet or they're just not, or they're not getting caught at the same level. Something's up. But I'm pretty sure you have a ton of male pedophiles in the school system too. It's just that.
Yeah,
but every other day, it's a fucking female teacher. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit make dudes be, I ain't get my GED. I need to go back. You know what I mean?
But I don't. What parents are allowing their children to sleep over their teacher's home?
It doesn't need to be a sleepover though. That's where you get it wrong. Hold on, I can tell you right now.
But the last one called the teachers and asked if they could sleep over.
Yeah, the last one called. Okay, she called and asked if they could sleep over, right? Let me put the story on the side for a sec. She called and asked if they could sleep over. However, I mean, apparently she had a friendship with the parents of these kids.
Oh my God.
You see?
What a sick fuck.
So she set that up. But I'm saying the majority of them are not like that. The majority of them are like they hook up in school or like outside of school hours when you're supposed to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay. Daily Mail discovered that 25 female teachers had been arrested in 16 states in only the last 12 months. And it is fair to be merely the tip of the iceberg as there appears to be no centralized data collection to track this disturbing trend. Oh, shit. Okay. In the last month, married New Jersey teacher Jessica Sakowicki, 37, was arrested after cops found her half naked in the backseat of a teen's car at a wildlife center.
Wildlife.
The mother of two allegedly admitted to police that she and the student had unprotected sex at least 5 times.
Unprotected too?
Ooh. In Nebraska, 45-year-old Aaron Ward was arrested after being caught naked in the backseat with a teen boy. This is what I tell you, it's not sleeping over. The substitute teacher is married to a Department of Defense official and was quickly arrested on the scene by the police. So this is one of them.
Oh boy, that one on the left, that is a rough picture.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, the woman didn't get roughed up. You know? That's the same woman actually. That's her without makeup.
Oh.
You see the wonders makeup make? That's why the shit should be illegal. Okay?
Oh my. Rough.
Yo, Trump, can we put a tariff on makeup?
Please Please don't.
Let's keep that shit out of this country. Keep this country pure.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, going back. Aaron Ward, 45, substitute, Omaha, Nebraska. And mom of 3 was caught naked in the car. Okay. Might I say something, though? Okay, this is independent of this. If you want to be arrested for anything, you don't want to confess anything to the police do. Talk to your lawyer, okay? Anyway, moving on. Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, this definitely deserves jail. Former Buckeye High School teacher accused of sex crimes involving student. Buckeye police have arrested 23-year-old former teacher and athletic coach accused of sex crimes involving students. Okay, in her case, in this woman's case, her husband fucking called the police because she was too close with one of the dudes in the fucking school. So he was like, something's up here. And he was right, you know?
Ugh, gross.
I would have left her first though, because I mean, like, wait a minute, you sleep with a teacher, let me get divorced, let me separate myself from this, then let me make the call, you know?
Yeah.
I don't be tired of my wife was, you know? Many of the accused female teachers charged in the last year are married. And one was even named Teacher of the Year. The teachers are enticing students with sexually charged texts, nude photos, and videos before and during physical encounters, police say. Leading child psychologist Dr. Something of Ashburn, Dr. Michael Oberschneider said social media influencers contributed to abuse dynamic and rise in number of cases. Social media can serve to blur the lines between student-teacher relationships, which can in turn open the doors to more inappropriate outcomes, he said. Fuck. But that's true. I couldn't text my teacher back in the day.
No. I never had any of my teachers.
And I couldn't follow my teacher on IG.
No, same.
Damn. Hey, Miss DeChellis, with your weird last name.
DeChellis?
Okay, DeChellis. That was a nice dress you wore last night.
Get away from me.
I was just comment.
No, Sky. You're just a boy.
What, you want to make me a man?
No. I'm calling your mother, and I'm not asking her if you can sleep over. I'm asking her for you to be transferred out of my class.
Oh, when I used to be 18, I used to talk to the football coach on the phone for hours. What the fuck?
Oh my God, the football.
But you were 18, okay? What kind of football coach on the hour with a student?
Oh my God. The football coach in Janessa Nyers High School was very flirty.
Dang, do they make these teachers wipe off their makeup when muggy?
I know, I was just about to ask.
No, but hold on. When you get arrested, right, you ain't get like all cleaned up and shit. They usually snatch you out of bed, dude. That's the whole point. You won't catch her looking at her worse. Okay? Especially a woman, because you know that bothers them. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Oh my God.
Okay. He explained that students have more access to teachers through various online formats, which can lead to inappropriate communications and even inappropriate relationships of a sexual nature. That's true, because I didn't have that. As we've seen in the news, some female teachers are choosing to put out sexually focused content on sites like OnlyFans, Loyal Fans, I've been there, Fansly, and other similar platforms that students can then see and be part of. He even said Instagram and other social media platforms allow students to see and possibly interact with their teachers in a more personal, intimate way. Yeah, because I'm liking your sexy photos.
Can a teacher get in trouble for having an OnlyFans?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple of teachers have been fired for that shit.
Okay.
But it also boosts your OnlyFans. So what you do is you have an OnlyFans, then you make sure these kids go snitch. It goes to the national news, and all of a sudden now, you making bank.
Oh, is that what you have to do?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take notes.
Because you can get more traffic. Because remember, OnlyFans is just like any social media platform. You need traffic. Okay. In an estimation, 80% of teachers who abuse students are still predominantly male. Damn, really? He explained research shows males are more opportunistic, more predatory, and more aggressive with the motivation being focused on sex. Damn, man. Let the women lead. Fuck. While female teachers tend to be motivated, see, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, look at this one, though. She's cute. Even in her jail picture, with light makeup, she's still cute. What do you think?
She's all right.
I mean, come on now. For a touchy teacher, that's not bad.
For a touchy teacher, that's not bad.
For a touchy teacher, that's not bad.
Oh no, she's all right.
Okay, anyway, she in jail now anyway. Hey, cheers, Stewie from Alec. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Alec.
Here's another one.
He's charged sexual assault, first degree.
Yeah.
Gross. Substitute.
That's
A
cute,
lot
bro.
of substitutes.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of substitutes.
Emma Delaney Hancock, 26, former substitute teacher at Wellington High School in Oklahoma. Led sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy whose father is Wellston Mayor Paul, whatever, and her husband is the police chief. Jesus Christ. Okay, do you stay with your wife when she get busted with this stuff?
Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not.
What if you're like a Christian now?
No.
You know what? My wife made a mistake, okay? But we're going to ask Jesus to guide us, okay? And to get us through this. This is one of the challenges that the Lord's put in front of us. You know what I mean? She gave into temptation, but we're going to right ourselves with the Lord and we're going to move on. And we're going to stay strong as a loving family.
Okay, Sky, whatever you say.
Hold on. Oh, now you want to believe in Jesus all of a sudden, huh? Now you want to have a problem with this Jesus thing, huh?
I do, actually.
Okay, I'm just saying, we doing Jesus or we're not. Pick one, okay?
We're not doing Jesus. We're not doing that.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, okay? Student man to making me, sorry to hear that, Robin.
I'm sorry, Robin.
I knew a chick, she was a substitute teacher and changed
to only
get more and made good money. Yeah. It works out for you. Okay, if you have this traditional job as being a teacher, a nurse, a flight attendant or something where you can get fired for doing this.
Yeah.
And then when you get fired, it goes into the national news. And now everyone's Googling your name and flocking to your OnlyFans. You see what I'm saying? Now, when they come in, you got to be able to keep the traffic. So you better have some good shit on there.
But
and
don't
you need
get
to
arrested first.
No.
Don't get arrested.
No, I mean, you're not getting arrested because you're not touching kids.
Oh, don't touch kids.
This is just you having the OnlyFans, you see? But I think you need to be fine, okay?
You should be fine.
And if you smoking, then it works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, moving on, all right? Damn, they just listened to fourth grade teacher, Alyssa McCormick, 38, Stephanie Woods, biology teacher. Jesus Christ. You know, look at the names. Oh, that one's cute.
She's cute.
That one's cute. Okay, that's Cliff. Okay. This one was teacher of the year. She was on Good Morning America. And then she got caught. And that's the police chief's
She's
wife.
married to chief of police?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
Oh, these are
A little rough, right?
a little rough.
Yeah. Okay. They can't all be 10s, homeboy. They can't all be 10s. Okay?
Idiot. Fools. I just don't understand this.
Like, why?
Why? They're sick, obviously. They're sick in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's...
I think you had 3 teachers at the same school or something like that.
Well, I told you back in my high school there was 2 male teachers that had sex with a couple of...
Damn, we got a black one. Okay. All right, Stephanie Woods. We have representation. Well, she had a
17-year-old girl.
She had a 17-year-old girl. Damn. These lesbians going at your girls now. Jesus.
Mother of 4, married mother of 4. That's rough. 38-year-old teacher is allegedly pregnant with her preteen victim's child and has 2 other children.
What the fuck?
Now, what are your children? Like, you have to, as a mother, like, you have to, as a child, like, not want a relationship with your mom anymore, right?
What? If this happened?
Yeah.
She's still your mom.
Nah. No.
She's still your mom.
No. Maybe by blood.
Okay, hold on now. Okay, let's take this in a different direction. So you find out that your mom is a drug dealer. Okay? You find out your mom's dealing drugs.
So what's a little drugs? It's a little drug dealing. I still have my mom.
Drugs kill, homeboy. Drugs kill.
Okay. If it was... Okay. If my mom is selling drugs that are killing people, I wouldn't have a relationship with her anymore.
Yeah.
If my mom is having sex with kids, I'm not having a relationship with her anymore. Just because you're blood doesn't mean shit, to be honest. People have awful family members.
I know, but she's still your mom regardless, though.
No. Maybe my birth certificate, but not anymore. That's disgusting.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying, like...
That's like the biggest secret that you could...
Okay, hold on. If your mom was a drug dealer, would you cut her off? If you find out your mom was dealing drugs, would you cut her off?
What kind of drugs are we talking about?
Does it fucking matter? Drugs?
Yeah, because if it's like pot, I'll help her sell it.
Okay. No. Let's go fentanyl. Let's go frickin'
Oh, we're done.
Crack.
Fuck that.
You can cut your mom off for fentanyl?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Because that kills people.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so you found out that your mom's actually killed a couple of people?
Yeah, we're done.
Really?
Yeah, I'm turning her in.
What?
Yeah.
You'd snitch on your mom?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I would.
Damn, I'm glad you're my daughter.
I don't fuck with fentanyl.
Shit, I ain't want Lexi in my family.
You wouldn't? You would still have a relationship with your mom?
Depending on what the crime is.
That's it. She's telling fentanyl.
I would not like that, and I would try my best to get her to stop. I think, look, for me to call the police on a family member is gonna be tough.
What if you...
Especially my mom.
Okay, but what if your mom is getting down with little boys?
Okay, now that's a problem. That is a fucking... Like, so my mom's touching kids.
Yes.
Let's not make them 15. 15 is too sweet of an age. Let's go like 5. Okay?
Oh my God.
No, because there gotta be a situation like that where I'm like,
But 15 is cool. 15 is fine.
15's not fine. But I know at least a 15-year-old wants it.
Oh my God.
For life. Jesus, I lose the subscribers like crazy. Fuck.
Thumbs down. What's up, Lance? How are you?
Well, my grandma used to sell crack. She was a seamstress that had a business out of house. That's how she accounted for the foot traffic.
God.
No, I mean, listen, it depends on the crime. Definitely, if your parents are a child predator, that's some... Here's the thing, though. This shit's... Okay, a lot of people would view this as genetic. So, by you fucking turning your mom in, you realize all eyes are now on you.
Yeah, but I'm not doing anything wrong.
It ain't that. It's that people still won't want you around.
No.
What do you mean no? Really? Hold on. His daddy is the biggest child predator.
Oh, child predator.
West of the fucking Mississippi.
I was thinking about the drugs.
Okay, west of the fucking Mississippi, right? And then, so you turn him in, and now everybody's going, well, like father, like son. That ain't gonna be no smooth sail, son.
No, I agree. I thought you were talking about the drugs.
Yeah, okay.
You think... I don't know.
What?
You think it's genetic?
I don't know if it's genetic or not.
Because most like serial killers grew up in fucked up households.
Is that true? You can't be a serial killer from a loving family?
I think they're very few. I think that the statistics are that a very high amount of serial killers grew up in broken homes, grew up with abusive relationships with their parents or grandparents or whatever. I think that's a very high statistic for those people.
Okay, let's go back and look at some of these beautiful teachers. Okay, that I wasn't pregnant with a baby dad with the kid's child. Jesus Lord, you got this old woman having a kid for you.
Disgusting.
She's not wearing makeup. Okay, there she is with makeup. Nice. She looks scared shitless.
She should be.
Okay, there's that one. Cutie. Yeah, what a time to be alive. Hold on, let me just Google this girl real quick. Oh, let's Google this one. Clifton Carmack. Let me just see. This is the same woman, right? Come on, Facebook, load. Oh, let's go to images. Ah, this is her here.
I'm sorry to hear that, Robin. Robin said my father was a child pedo and I pressed charges on him. I'm nothing like him at all. Wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. That's the teacher right there. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Anyway, yeah. So listen, just be careful with the little high school sleepovers with your kids, all right? Or get them condoms before they go, something like that. I don't know.
God. And if you see them with a scream mask in their backpack,
then something's up.
Something's up. Because it is not October.